When I was 26 years old, I crashed my car into a tree and I died. In the ambulance report, I'd scalped my head, I had a steering wheel crush my chest, seatbelt saved my life, but it ruptured my intestines. That's what they say happened to my body, but what happened to me was really something different. For the first moment, I felt like I was on a balcony looking down, and I saw this vehicle with smoke coming out, and I looked real close, and that was my car. Then I stared at it, and slumped over the steering wheel was my body. I stopped and thought for a moment, how could that be my body? Then, who am I? In an instant, I was sucked away like a piece of dust in a vacuum hose, and I was cascading through a dark tunnel. But it was more like maybe a roller coaster that was going through loop-de-loops and into the heavens. I saw the stars, and quietly, steadily, a white light got closer and closer until I was surrounded and almost wrapped up like going into a hot bathtub after being chilled to the bone in the cold. I was in a loving presence and white light that just filled me with a sense of peace, a kind of safe, loving presence that is impossible to describe, but so wonderful I can't stop trying to find words for it. In that white light, every question I ever had, any idea about what was what or how things worked, was answered immediately. It's like you tap into the universal database, that any information greater than the internet was right there for me to know simply by looking. In a moment or in an hour, I never knew because time was no longer relevant. I found a figure getting clearer and more present, and it became that image that I grew up worshiping on the altar as an altar boy. There was the Master Jesus, with his right hand reaching out to me, saying, "Come." And his eyes looked into mine, into my heart, and I was so fed with great thanks and glory as this loving gaze brought me into his presence. His other hand was directing me to someplace above and beyond, but his look was so beautiful it was hard to turn away. But a loving command says, "Look." And I turned, and up to his left was sitting on a big broad chair a grandfather like Godfather, Father God himself. God